Alright, I figure I'll just start talking, let the camera roll. Like, I start to make videos about a certain topic and then I get off topic. Um, yeah, I was at this Toys R Us with my girl and our kid the other day, and we walk in there, and about a year ago, we weren't really that serious, and I'm not gonna mince words, but I cheated on her, and then she didn't find out for about a year until somehow magically she got a message on Facebook that, I don't know, it was withheld, or she said she didn't see it, but I don't know. It's just funny how that shit works, you know. But she sent me the text that she had gotten, the message, and I was like, oh fuck, I can't deny it. So yeah, I did it, and anyway, it's been kind of rocky since then. This was about a month and a half, when she sent me this message, and went out for pizza, everything was fine, we were in a really good mood, we were laughing and stuff, and then we walked into Toys R Us, and she starts playfully, kind of like, you do that shit again, I will fuck you up. I'm like, she really like hit me in the balls. I'm like, what the fuck? So I gave her a really playful but really hard spank on the ass, and then we start walking through the store, and then like a couple of minutes later, over something really small, she's like, you're abusive. And I'm like, really, bitch? Like, and I've brought this up to her about what's going on, and she thinks I'm crazy. She's oblivious to it, which makes it perfect for them, because it's, I'm like, what the fuck did you, okay, I've got all these people standing around me trying to fucking psychoanalyze me, and you're gonna fucking give them that? Alright, nice. I'm out of here. Fucking whatever, though. And yeah, another thing, like, ever since I've been making these videos, it's like they've been on me fucking hardcore. Like yesterday I went to Orange County from San Bernardino County, and it's almost like when you leave the jurisdictional area or whatever, when you leave the area and they hand you off to the new team or whatever, it's like you get fucking little snitches that fucking lie about you or something. Because as soon as I got to where I was going, everybody I drive by, all the gangstalkers, they start whipping out their phones like, yeah, that's that motherfucker right there. Yeah, that's that motherfucker. Get him. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is everybody's problem? And I don't know, ever since I've been making these videos, it's like they've been on me hardcore. And I don't know, one quick little idea is, if you're getting the voice to skull, try, and you think it's somebody doing it like nearby, remotely or whatever, everybody's got their theories, and the problem with this shit is that nobody's stories match up. Nobody's experiences are identical. But try going into a parking garage, like an underground parking garage, late at night, preferably when there's really nobody in there, no cars or anything. And if you're still getting the voice to skull, that should tell you that, it's being done remotely, by electronic means. Fucking, I don't know really how to explain it. It's being done, and it's not like somebody's sitting in a car a couple hundred yards away with a little handheld device doing it to you. It's being done remotely from a relatively vast distance. But anyway, yeah, I was getting fucking mad yesterday, dude, because I was kind of forced to walk into a Walmart, and if anybody knows anybody who's getting gang-stalked and fucking getting this electronic harassment, you know to stay the hell away from Walmart. Like, was kind of forced to go in there with my friend because he was going to give me some gas money for picking him up, taking him to probation. And, this guy walks up to my friend had to send some money away, and this guy walks up next to us, and he's like, "Hi, I'd like to return this cueco." And this Mexican guy, right? And cueco in Spanish means faggot. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, he just walked up to the clerk. He's like, "Hi, I'd like to return this cueco." I'm like, dude, it's like, this shit is done so covertly. It's ridiculous. And it's like, nobody's gonna notice it. I'm sure the clerk was like, did he just say something? Did he just call me something in Spanish? But like, other than that, like, nobody's gonna notice anything. And I mean, it happened at the probation office too. Like, I'm sitting there filming this guy, this white guy, because I got up. The office was pretty empty. I got up and went to the bathroom to go pee, and as soon as I come out, there's a white guy sitting there. He walked in, so I'm like, all right, this guy's a gang stalker. So I pull out my phone, in my lap. I'm kind of like filming him, not too obviously, but not too covertly either. And fucking right around the 4.5 minute mark, this little Mexican crew walks in, this truck crew, they got like this semi truck outside, and I guess they're swapping out the shredded documents bins. They're like just like the trash cans that you keep on the side of your house. And as I'm filming this white guy, one of them walks past. He's taking one of the bins outside of the truck. He's like, walks by, and he's like, "Cueco," and it's like, it's just fucking hilarious sometimes, because you think, it's like, all right, it's fucking this guy right here. It's gonna be this guy. It's gonna be this guy, and then fucking, you know what I mean? It's like you get blindsided by one of these fucking cockroaches, and it's like, you're just left like, it's like you don't even know who to suspect sometimes. You're just like constantly on your guard. I mean, I remember somebody saying, like, if you're getting, every time you sit down, you get fucking pricked in the ass by a needle. And it happens every time you sit down, and all of a sudden one day you sit down and it stops happening. Am I paranoid for checking that fucking seat cushion for a needle? No, I don't think so. But, and again, like, if you're trying to explain, like, I don't know, I have a really good time. I take that back. Fucking scratch that. Because I haven't learned how to use the editing software on my computer yet. But I will. And then I'll learn to make my videos kind of similar to "They Are the Soulless Dead. They Became a Wall." Shout out to you, man. Love your videos. Anyway, I have an easier time trying to explain, like, the street level harassment. But I get a lot of people talking about, like, the poisonings and the interdimensional, the psychic aspect of it, which I'm very open to, but I don't really know how to talk about that without sounding, well, hold on, let me choose my words carefully. The mind has a harder time accepting those kinds of things, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I love hearing about it when I hear people talking about it, but, I mean, if you're having a tough time trying to open up and talk to this about people, try starting with, like I've explained in one of my other videos, try starting with the street level aspect of it. If you're getting the voice to skull, what you can do is, I mean, this shit's been documented. You've got these LRAD devices, these long-range acoustic devices, and the military, there's a story that's been documented. The military, back in like 1990 or 1991, there were 150 some odd, like, Saudi soldiers that, they all claimed that they had heard the voice of God, Allah, telling them to dismantle their weapons and surrender. And they did just that. and it was during a standoff or something with United States troops. And when after it was all said and done, they were asked, you know, why did you? Okay, you surrendered. That's cool, but why did you dismantle your weapons? You know. And they explained that they had all heard the voice of Allah, God, telling them to do this. And then, I mean, at some point in the future, I'm not sure how soon after, the U.S. government had come out and said that, no, that was us. That was us. We did that. And it was done with these long-range acoustic devices. I mean, you can look them up online. You can get them online. They're pretty expensive. They're about, I don't know, in the couple of grand. You know, the cheapest one I saw was fucking, I don't know, $3,000, maybe $5,000. I don't know. Who knows? You can probably get them cheaper than that, but fuck it. The point is I went on this website, and somewhere in the advertising, you know, if you know how to read between the lines, it's like the advertising. One of the sentences said, "Good for behavior modification applications" or something. And then if you, I did a little other digging, and if you look, there's, I don't know, something that's called narrowcasting. You know, besides emitting a fucking ear-piercing tone that is that will make you aggressors back off. Besides that, you know, you can tweak this device to emit fucking infrasound, and that's essentially what makes you hear these voices. I mean, if you're having a hard time opening up and talking about this, there is fucking evidence out there, and if you can explain yourself well enough, you know, people have an open mind to this and they will listen. But the problem is you have to know who to stay the hell away from and not talk to about it. I mean, like, I see some videos, people, they say, you know, I'm gonna go file a police report tomorrow, and it's like, really? Why? To me, I've talked it over with police before, and that wound me up in the psych ward twice. And I just think that police are heavily complicit in this whole thing. Sure, there are good men, there are good cops out there, but you never know who you're talking to. And even then, this whole thing is, I mean, we're in this thing so fucking deep. It's not even funny. Like, good people, good cops are so far and few in between. And even if you did get one, they probably know what's going on, and they're probably afraid of becoming a target. I don't know how that's going to help you or help us succeed in bringing an end to all this shit, but I don't know. The reason I make these videos is to give you guys a little bit of hope, a little bit of advice, and maybe a little bit of a few pointers, because like I've said, I've talked to the police about this a couple of times. Yeah, fuck you too. Jesus Christ. I've talked to the police about this a couple of times. It wound me up in the psych ward. And so I'm not doing that again. You know. Anyway, yeah, so fuck, what else? Really, you need to learn how to stay positive. I mean, it can be very difficult because sometimes you just want to take a baseball bat and just start swinging on these motherfuckers, but that's exactly what they want you to do. And what I've just said, that's exactly the kind of things that they want you to start saying, so that they can psychoanalyze you, and they can put people in your lives to start talking about fucking things like, you know, like, oh, my buddy, he can get some NATO rounds, and fucking you want some? You need some? You can get a box of them for about $400. It's like, okay, well, why are you telling me this? What, people are gonna come into your lives and they're gonna try and set you